Greetings and welcome to the Out of Noise podcast with your host Stella B and
Nat Nai, the lyrical alchemist.
and this is the podcast where we bring our peace
To the mic.
We welcome you back frequently to tune into our frequency. So these are special episodes dedicated to our brand. Well, no, it's not brand new anymore, but we're doing a special night of an event on the February the 20th called Innuendo. It's our second exclusive night of this kind, and we're bringing it to the Ministry, which is the sister venue space for the Ministry of Sound. We're really looking forward to this night, and as part of it, we would love to just explore deeply the subject of sex and intimacy, or how we like to put it, sacred energy exchange.
Sacred energy exchange. Why are we calling it that?
I mean, the act of sex is very much in a throwaway culture in capitalism and through the commodification of the female body and the male body, as Black bodies at that. It has been reduced exponentially into just something that is just about maybe making babies, or just about having a quick bit of fun with your partner. But actually, there is a whole esoteric nature to sex, and a lot of people who explore that world have brought to light a lot of the power that lays within the power of these sacred energy exchange. So we're talking about manifestation, woman manifestation. We're talking about opening up portals. We're talking about connection on the whole nother scale to the source, to the creator. We're talking about the empowerment of womanhood in terms of the womb space, and we're talking about really just understanding what realms can be visited when sacred energy is exchanged. So it is a vast world that is worth exploring within your partnership or by yourself, just learning about the subjects and not just treating it as just another a quick thing that you just do with another body. Like, it's so much more, and it's so much more empowering when you know about that. So we all have the power within us to produce or to benefit from connections and produce more greatness in this world, if we link to the fact that everything around us is built from sacred energy exchanged.
Absolutely. Those are some excellent points. And, sacred energy exchange, that's the meaning that we're going with. And that's the compass that we're using for our journey, for this adventure called Innuendo. And sacred energy exchange, if you view it from that point of view, then all of your interactions, so as a man, you're no longer going to see a woman as something to conquer or as a body to just gain pleasure from, or for ego boost. You'll view it from a spiritual lens, actually. So instead of saying the esoteric meaning behind it, but you will honor what you're actually doing. Women as well, you honor each other when you are engaging, or people who are engaging with whoever. If you view it from that point, it's gonna be treated with that regard. So it's a much healthier way of viewing that engagement. I think respect and honor are the automatic labels that come along when you have that meaning, right? You're going to approach very differently to how it is normally viewed by society. A lot of us, we grow up, we learn as we go. So you as a young boy turned man, you're going to learn from older men or older boys on how to not even actually you don't not really. No, You're taught how to get girls, but you're not really told how to practice sacred energy exchange. That information actually you get from pornography, films, or music. And even in music, like what do you don't actually get. What's thinking about it as we're talking, like we don't actually get taught. It's more, yeah, porn. Porn is where you
Yeah,
get taught.
like it's and you know
Porn is, you watch porn and
it's
that's how you get your
because
lessons.
it's because you know it's seen as such a taboo subject. I think speaking from a black perspective, it's even worse. But you know, it's bad everywhere. Like just most of society learns off the back of porn. I believe that's what I learned off in terms of me and my sisters grew up in a house full of boys, so you can just imagine. I'm not exposing anyone, but yeah, porn is like the way that boys learn, and it's actually ultimately the way that girls learn as well. You know, we're not the healthiest of homes don't really exist. I think Jada Pinkett Smith is probably the rarest case on earth when she was sat down in her Red Table Talks talking about my mum sat me down and talked about my grandma. Her grandma sat down and talked to her about, you know, self pleasuring and all of this stuff and put it quite straight and blunt to her. And that's so empowering. And I think a lot more of us would benefit from taking that approach and stop this taboo thing. Because as we began talking about, there's so much power in the whole act itself. And that is the commodification, but also the control aspect of it through religion, um, through, I guess, yeah, societal norms and like, you know, the rules that are unsaid but are said, you know, judgment, that conditioning, the social conditioning around the subject as well. So it's extremism that happens. You get people that really break free from the way that is, and then they're judged based on the kind of approach to it. And then you get people that are just like so conservative, so like wrapped up in this one way of presenting this mask, and then their reality is so debased. And you know, a big one that I keep bringing up, because I think this is one of the reasons why we're pulled to do this, is like if you look at the history of the Roman Catholic Church and monks specifically, who in monasteries were originally allowed to marry, but then when Constantine made his rules, Constantine was the one who said they should be celibate, and I believe, you know, some of them were castrated, and it was so extreme. But so you go from being able to actually be married to now you can't even have your whole sexual organs. You can imagine now we look in 2026, it is still so rife within that whole institution, you know, all the stuff that I don't even need to mention. And I think that's the extreme version of what happens when you try and manage this very natural part of it and don't allow the access to the power of it. And as women, there's even a further entrapment for us, because ultimately we have the capability of orgasming to a whole like another universe, you know, like, and to connect with the source ultimately. And you know, with the right partner and the right kind of knowledge about it and the right time gifted to invest in all of that, I mean, it's just so, you know, Marvin Gaye talking about sexual healing. That's a real thing. It's actually a real thing. There's so much science around what happens when you orgasm and all the things that it can do.
Is that you're not taught. So you're taught actually like to rack up, as a man anyway, you're taught to rack up numbers, right? And when you do find your one, then you're supposed to be gentle. Otherwise, it's supposed to be rough and hard, right? Because of platform, I don't want to just say what it is, right? Well, you know what I'm saying. Like this is when lust is leading you. There's a particular way that you have sex, or sacred energy exchange, or what it should be. And when you're with your one, there's a particular way that you go about that as well. And both of these are limited versions, right? But what I'm saying is that in agreement with what Stella was saying, but also if you're taught that this is a sacred practice, then your approach is going to be completely different. And the way we operate and treat each other is going to be different. So you don't necessarily have to be in a monogamous power couple relationship like us two to treat somebody that you're willing to share your body with respect or have some form of aftercare. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't have it. You don't have to be married to be able to do that. Like you can like treat it with the regard that it deserves. This is what this practice is, the reason why we all exist. So sacred energy exchange should just be the basis of the meaning of it, and then you get to go to all the places that Stella was just describing. Men too, we can go to places. You can actually go to places beyond the physical realm. You can really go to have a psychedelic experience, or what feels like a psychedelic experience. And there's a whole, like, there's multi dimensions that you can travel once you are open to what the possibilities are. But the starting point is having respect between each other. Yeah. We're in a very strange and weird time where there's this constant gender wars, gender battles, gender, and it's going hand in hand actually with people becoming more and more accustomed with being connected with the digital realm and not having real physical connections. It's going hand in hand with that, but it is kind of a weird mindset to be so anti a gender that you want to have sex with. It's weird. It's strange.
Well, I mean, it's leading to like some celibacy rules that are being made, you know, like with incels movements and stuff like that. It's gone to that extreme. And, you know, it's really just housing a lot of places of insecurity. And that's where, again, capitalism comes in, because that's what it plays upon. You know, these things are sponsored. These things are ways of creating extremism. Extreme hate means extreme division, which means, you know, the unifying of the people against the system that is not good for any of us is less likely to happen, because, oh, we hate you women. Oh, we hate you men. You know, and we hate you blacks, we hate you this, all of the things that are possible to divide. And sex, again, as we say, is a very potent one. It's a very powerful tool and weapon. So if incels are these hubs and spaces which are so anti-women and so like dangerous in terms of the language, the promotion of it, and even it enters into the gaming world, like for young minds, and these things are being touched upon, but the sex aspect has not really been delved into in terms of how women are viewed. So again, that empowerment part is vital to changing that in terms of understanding sacred energy exchanged. As a woman, you know, empowerment movements have been like, oh, I can wear what I want, and, you know, no one's to judge, and what, you know, like what's her name was doing a few years ago, it was Kanye's ex.
Oh, Amber Rose.
Amber Rose, yeah, there was that Amber Rose movement, you know, slut shaming, and then you had all these podcasts come along, and they were like, you know, no slut shaming, we can do what we want, and if you are the thing, you are the problem. But the issue with that, and what we are trying to say, is that there's no communication between the two when society is teaching extremes. So if there's so much culture of misogyny and sexual exploitation, hip hop is a big example of that, like of women, like the degradation of women within hip hop is just so like visceral. It's just like, we for so long and still till now are just background wallpaper, booty popping, like twerking. You could be just faceless, just the bum, just shaking yash, and that is it. Like there's no you know. And honestly, that is the extreme that we're talking about, that has led to this point where these divisions can be made, because that's access. People are thinking, yeah, well, that you dress like that, that's access, surely, because I'm seeing every day on my screen that I've got access to that, and that's the type of woman that you are, so you're giving me that, when that's not really the case. Women are being taught, okay, this is how you dress provocatively to get attention, but it's not really about understanding the power of themselves and their femininity and what they exude when they really truly know their seduction power, who they are. Like, it's a whole different energy that can draw people in or whatever, and that's both men and women can learn that's those sides of themselves. So
to be clear, just for any, if there's any confusion or whatnot, what Stella's not trying to say, or I'm saying, I'm speaking for you, is that a woman can dress however she wants. It doesn't mean that a man should be programmed in his mind to think that he should have access. There's no excuse for that.
No, of course not. But of course,
just to be clear.
Well, it's a shame that has to be pointed out, because I know that this is the culture that we're in. But no, everyone should wear what the hell they want. But my point is that through a male gaze, a lot of what we are wearing is not coming from our necessarily what we think is straight our choice. It's coming from society pushing certain images on what is attractive, and hip hop is fading now, but Afrobeats is doing the same thing now. Like, that's why I love artists like Thames and others who don't have that same they haven't really followed through to that. They're dressing as individuals. It's artistic, it's about them. They're harking back to Sade and all these different people who just really knew the potency of their beauty and their sexual aura. They didn't need to like do it in a really kind of just like where we want, definitely, but when it's coming from it's just when it's hard to articulate. It's hard to articulate without offending people. But when it's coming from a place where like, oh, I should wear this because this is going to make me look like that person who over there gets all the attention, rather than I want to wear this because I love how this tight skirt is figure hugging and whatever, and it presents my hips in this way, and I love to show my hips. That's a different energy to the pressure of dressing in a certain type of way, because that's going to provoke attention, and that is what you're seeking in a society that promotes that. And that's why I was harking back to hip hop and all the music videos that we've grown up watching, and it's just been worse. They're just basically porn videos, like, at this stage, and music videos now, not just hip hop, just music in general.
Well, yeah, and also that's another point, because it's been a gateway to the OnlyFans. It's been a gateway to the OnlyFans models.
Like even Beyonce promoted. Even Beyonce promoted OnlyFans. Like no shade. Like, it's just, we just got to understand it, because I know that's all about the bag, and I know that, but it's still, the music was the gateway to like blurring the worlds, and so we're here.
It's a gateway to the OnlyFans, and that's the part of what we're tackling here.
Yeah,
like the digital realm is not real.
It's not real. It's not
IRL. It as a tool. It's not
this
IRL.
Is IRL.
Like, it's not. It's and this is what's happening over time. What's happening is that with the quick dopamine fix, people are being more accustomed to the digital realm, digital connections rather than real connections, and that's what was happening. So the whole purpose of what we're doing with Innuendo is to bring IRL connections back. That's what we want. We want woman and man to be reconnected, for sacred energy exchange to be the meaning behind the practice, behind the ritual of two bodies becoming one. Essentially, that's the goal. And also there's so much to it. And over the next few days and weeks, we will explore the different elements of it. So to you, like, what does sacred energy exchange mean to you?
What does it mean to you? Like, do you think there is more to it? Do you think it's just just a quick thing? Like, what is it about? Is it just about creation? Do you think that religion has kind of reduced the power of it? Do you think there is power in it? Do you think it's bad? Do you think it's naughty? And we shouldn't even talk about it. Like, what's your thoughts? We'd love to hear from you. Like, honestly, we want to hear your opinions. Like, drop a comment, like, let us know, and spread this video, spread the awareness of what we're doing with Innuendo. Again, it's taking place on the 20th of February. Like I said, tickets are available via our website, www.mansahearts.com. Exclusively on our website, you can get the tickets. And yeah, they're limited, so get yours now or miss out. It's art. We're using art to talk about this very important subject. So yeah, we will be talking about more stuff, and we will look forward to seeing you when you come back.
All right, cool. Peace.
Peace.